Yeah, welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we're about to have our online and newspaper review with two of my co-hosts in the persons of Mr. Clement Yabankwe and Miss Miriam Abna Didi. Don't forget to send in your comments, join in the conversation on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Just look for Clog TV, or you can also send in your comments to our WhatsApp number that will be displayed on your screens. So yes, let's get into it. Let's get talking with my co-hosts. Good morning.
Good morning, Yara.
How are we doing?
By God's grace, you can see it all over us.
Yeah.
We are glowing. You know, it's a new month, a new week, and it is just, receiving the blessings from God and also tapping into the birthday celebrations we are having. It's a good start.
Yeah.
I mean, to celebrate birthdays of two amazing personalities among us, I think it's a good start. Clement, what do you think?
Wow.
Yes, it is. And so looking at Yaira today, she's looking very amazing.
Yeah.
And it's written all over her.
Thank you.
She opens the month of September.
Yeah.
You see, let me say a little bit about the month of September.
Tell us.
Hey.
The 9th of
Take us
September
there.
is the 9th month. And we know in the Bible, God said a woman will conceive, and on the 9th month, he will deliver. So the month of September stands for delivery. It stands for birthing out. It stands for bringing what is deposited in you. So as Yaira happens to open the month of September, we are telling all our viewers that greater things are yet to unfold in the life of people. And personally, we want to wish Yaira happy belated birthday.
And also our general manager.
I'm coming to that.
Oh.
Yes. I want to wish him a glorious birthday, Mr. Cephas Dosu.
Yes.
Glorious. Is he? I remember back then when I was a chorister, I would have sung happy birthday to
It is
him.
not too late, Clement.
Maybe we'll see when we finish the show.
Yes,
for the party.
we'll do that.
Yes.
Oh, sir, we appreciate you so much. We love you so much, and we are grateful for every single thing you've taught us for the past, few months you've been with us. You've been an amazing boss, and more are coming.
Yes, so we are saying indirectly the party. Yes.
So you guys are throwing a party for Mr. Cephas?
No, we are Ghanaians. We always expect the celebrant to
Throw the party.
You know now.
Wait. Wow, thank you so much. So, yes, online and newspaper review, what is trending? Aside Mr. Dosu's birthday.
And yours, of course.
Mine is over.
Mayara, you have to tell me how you celebrated your birthday, because the things I was seeing on your
I'll tell you
stats.
backstage. It is not for public,
Right.
Today there's not for public. Okay.
So, okay, we had a very busy weekend, just this past weekend, because a lot of activities went on. And I'll be very biased if I don't talk about the new force.
Okay.
They also read their manifesto, which has been led by Nana Kwame Bediako. And he's also coming in with a new force. And he says he wants to transform all the regions into industrialization. And one thing I liked about his manifesto was that you won't hear anything free in his manifesto. He was real to Ghanaians. He, laid out his policies, his visions and other things. And I think it was okay. From the comments I read from social media, you could tell that a lot of people were buying into his policies. But we are hoping that come December 7th, we'll see a change.
Yeah.
And that aside, on X, illegal mining was trending, or is still trending, because it has become very rampant. It has become very prevalent in our society that a lot of people are now coming together to speak against it. Just yesterday, we read in the news that a 26-year-old lady sank in a pit. When she was using the toilet facility, and apparently it is as a result of the illegal mining activities ongoing in that community. And that is not the only case. Just this Saturday, somewhere in the central region, we also witnessed two babies, or two children, twins, who also sank in a dip that They drowned, actually. And people are also associating that to illegal mining activities. And this is not the first time we are hearing incidents like this. We're in this country when someone was cooking in her kitchen and then she, sank and died.
Yeah.
It is becoming
Rampant.
Rampant, and a lot of people are raising concerns that pastors are quiet about this issue, imams are quiet, teachers are quiet, politicians are quiet, everyone is quiet. The only people that are talking about illegal mining are those on social media and also the youth. They are saying, nothing is really happening on the grounds, and they don't understand. It is affecting us. Just yesterday, a media personality also embarked on a research in a community, I think the River Pra and area, and she realized that someone said this is the same water, the polluted water that they use for irrigation and also planting activities, farming activities in their communities. And someone was like, oh, okay, since they are all in that community, they are all going to die because they are aware of the illegal mining activities happening there and they are encouraging it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. It is like a ripple effect because we are also going to purchase, those products that come
they
out.
Will send,
You get it. And we are also going to be affected by that. And so I think it is a nationwide concern. If you are in Accra and you are fortunate and you are not, seeing any of these illegal mining activities happening, just don't forget that the products will be brought to you to purchase them.
And you would also end up with different kinds
that is
of
the
problems.
issue, trending at the moment.
Okay. So that's quite away from illegal mining and politics. Yesterday, ranking member for Health Committee, Honorable Kobina Minta Akando, Member of Parliament for Jaboso, he did something very, very commendable, and I might say he did very well. He paid a surprise visit to Kolobu Teaching Hospital because a lot of notice has been, he has been noticed that elevator there is not working because of that. Surgery activities has been halted. And a statement released by Kolobu Teaching Hospital, they stated emphatically that they are halting surgery activity because of the malfunction of the elevator. Yesterday, whilst he visited Kolobu, within the hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., though there was a lot of some discussion ongoing, but after he left, after a few hours, that elevator was fixed back to normal. It is now functioning. So now surgery activities can still go on. So a lot of concern has been raised that what at all were they waiting for? You could have done it way back. So why did you stop?
That is the attitude.
So someone have to pay a visit. And one doctor, not to mention his name, he was having a discussion with the member of parliament, asking him why he came, who is he, and why he didn't bring any letter before he comes to do the inspection. And the member of parliament was like, no, I don't need to bring in letter because if I had brought letter, you would have been able to manipulate that very situation, which is very wrong. So I think it's a wonderful thing that Honorable Minister has done. A lot of people are talking about this in the media yesterday. A lot of media houses talked about it, and I might say he did very well. Less than 24 hours, there is a solution. So I think Ghana, we are capable of doing. At the same time, this illegal mining, we can solve it.
If the president himself should get into those illegal mining places.
Wait till someone has come to tell us that we should do this. We can. So it means that Kolobu has the capacity to do it, but they weren't doing it.
Exactly.
I mean, I think at some point in school too, there used to be this, I don't remember where exactly, but there was this term or a means of working where the supervisors can just do these routine checks unannounced to be able to catch the perpetrators of anything bad they are doing or just even check them. Because when you know that your boss is coming, I mean, as we are here, if we hear that, yes, it's coming, everybody would. But if he just appears randomly, everybody has been caught unaware. Whatever bad habits or anything that's going wrong, he would see it. And these are some of the things that actually put the workers on their toes as well, where you are not complacent because at any given moment or time, your superiors can come and just catch you doing something that is not good. So even that, aside the fact that you could easily be caught, it also gives you the initiative to just, you know what, these bad behaviors and things like that are something you should discard. You would end up discarding them because you don't want to be a scapegoat. And then also with the, what's the name? The illegal mining, there have been theories or allegations that our, leaders are also in bed with people. There are people that are investing in this business.
Yes.
It's a business venture for people, even foreigners from other countries and things like that. So it seems as though there's so much noise being made, but nothing is being done because people's monies are into this thing. And I mean, if fine, your money is in it and there is, what about the lives of people? If there are pits and these pits have been exhausted or whatever, why not seal them? All these holes being created, these things are taking the lives of people, innocent people that their deaths are easily avoidable. We can't even say God appointed this time for them to die. This is just human negligence.
And this is the point where I always wish I was God or I had some kind of, supernatural powers. I would have, placed their family members in such positions so that they will feel it.
God,
God is always,
yes, God is not a man. Yes, that's true. So we have a comment from our very own Obiba Wilson, and he says, "Good morning, Cocoa Digest crew." Good morning, Obiba Wilson. We love to hear from you every Tuesday and Thursday morning.
We miss you.
So I also have, I found one interesting bit of news. It's a bit comic. And I saw it on X, and it was from the Guinness World Records account. And it says that we have, so someone has done a tree hackathon. And we have a journalist from Kumasi. Let me get that bit of information quickly.
I thought we're done with this tauntauns.
We're not done, please. Yes. So a 23-year-old journalist from Kumasi, Ghana, has broken the world record for the longest time to hug a tree. And his name is Abdul Hakim Awal, and he did a tree huggathon which took place outside Kumasi Cultural Center and lasted 24 hours, 21 minutes. So we have another record.
What?
He hugged a tree.
A tree, yeah.
So he was holding onto the tree for 24 hours.
Is it just one tree or,
How many trees can you hold at a time?
Oh, there was this guy who did a number of trees. Okay. His record was a number of trees.
Oh, okay. So this one is just hugging a tree.
Just one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the inspiration of hugging a tree?
He wants to break the record. He wants to make a name for himself, So looking at this, I'm sure there'll be more people who would want to break this record.
Hug a tree.
Yes.
But I wish I had his contact, so I would have asked him. When was the last time he hugged his family member or even his lover?
Bringing him fame and becoming viral. Because in this country or even in this day and age, people go viral for the most minute of things.
Yeah.
And if hugging a tree is his stepping stone, maybe it's revelation to fame or something.
Then he should use something. He should use the fame to do something better.
Yes, we are hoping that. So that was what I saw. I found it quite funny. Yeah. So yes, what do you guys have for us in your newspapers?
So there's today's graphic business, and the front page says that new round of debt restructuring. So there's a new round of debt restructuring. That's the Minister of Finance says that government turns to private banks and contractors for them to engage in restructuring activity. So they are done with the DDEP. Now they are going to private banks and contractors. So moving forward, we will bring more details into this story on the business update segment. So that's what the front page says, that government turns to private banks and contractors for the debt restructuring.
I see.
Okay. So as a businessman, can you shed just a little bit of light on it for us?
Yeah, so Yara, the amount we are looking at is 2.8 billion United States dollar. That is the amount they are going to restructure if the private banks and contractors are supposed to agree to this very proposal or offer they've sent to them. So if they agree, then Ghana is going to look at this amount of money that they are going to restructure. But if they don't, then we'll see what will come up next.
Okay. So you give us more of this on the business
moving
segment.
forward, we'll do
Yes,
that.
okay. So Mimi, what did you also have?
Okay, so I have today's daily graphic with me, and on the front page we have, a couple of stories. So, cleanest region ranking campaign, minister inaugurates 9-member committee, and that is the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Lydia Seriam Al Hassan. And we also have NPP Wale Wale Parliamentary Primary rerun. Nominations open for 3 days, and we have our biggest story, which is plea bargaining, not immunity. Attorney General tells Cambridge Economic Crime Summit, and that is a story I am looking at. So I'll read a portion of it so we can understand. So the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, has given an assurance that the new plea bargaining law, which gives some form of, reprieve to persons accused of certain crimes, will not be used to protect people from accountability. Delivering a keynote address at the International Symposium on Economic Crime at the University of Cambridge, the United Kingdom, Mr. Dame said plea bargaining was not about accused persons not going scot-free, but ensured that such persons were also held accountable for their crimes in the interest of society. So if someone is wondering what this plea bargaining is, in June 2022, Parliament passed the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Amendments Bill 2021 to provide for plea bargaining in the administration of criminal justice. So this law allows an accused person to make some, concessions, either by wholly or partly admitting his or her guilt or assisting in the investigation and prosecution of others in exchange for the dropping of charges against the accused or receiving reduced sentences. Other elements of the law include right of an accused person to enter into plea bargaining with the prosecutor before judgment by the court, the format of negotiations, the benefits of the plea, and others. So, however, plea bargaining is not applicable to offences such as rape, genocide, robbery, kidnapping, murder, attempted murder, abduction, defilement, piracy, and other offences related to public elections. So, basically, the Attorney General is saying that this plea bargaining law that has been introduced is not going to be used as immunity. So, people, the fact that we've given you the opportunity to negotiate on your offenses does not mean that we are not going to hold you accountable for that. So that is what they are basically talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is what the Attorney General has brought out. And I think he did that because a lot of people are using that as a yardstick to, when they offend people or they do the wrong things, then they say because of the plea bargaining law, I can go scot-free or other.
So I think I also saw a story in Nigeria about a 15-year-old boy who attacked his 15-year-old classmate. I think there was some allegation about him raping her and also assaulting her brutally to the point where she's basically in intensive care. And it is worrying that even at such a tender age of 15, you are able to express this much anger or this much violence towards your mates. And because when you see the picture of the girl, it's almost like she was in an accident or a car accident. Like, she looks so terrible. And it's worrying that our youth or our children coming up, what are we exposing them to, or what is going on actually? Because to the extent of forcing himself on her at 15, I mean, it's happening, but I like the fact that we have social media and these things are coming out for us to know that we are not so far away from it. It is not so far away from our children or even our younger siblings and things like that. I just remembered it, and it's so sad actually.
And I'm happy that this plea bargaining exempts issues of rape and other serious, because you could have family issues where maybe a family member tried to. I had an experience that I wouldn't want to talk about it, but sometimes family members seem to like you when you are growing up in, some, negative way,
Yes.
and then they tend to want to have an affair with you. If that should happen and you take it to the court, family members would want to, handle this issue at home. And that is where maybe if it was included in the plea bargaining, a lot of people would have said, oh, because he's my family member, let's just, let's settle it in the house.
With that,
Let's negotiate.
there has been enough plea bargaining with the home settlements now.
Yeah.
It's enough. We are tired of it. Now it is no more part
Yeah.
of it, at least it's not part of the plea bargaining in general.
Yeah.
So when it's sent out into court, the person will get the justice that the person deserves. We have a comment. We have a comment here. I think it's from Obiba Wilson. Yes. He says, good morning, Yaira. Please tell Mimi that I will give her supernatural powers to whatever she wants. Mr. Clement can attest to that, Obiba Wilson. She will see you right after the morning show ends. Thank you for your comments.
Like, I was also a family lawyer.
Witness.
Yeah, witness.
Okay, so I have a story here. Virgin Atlantic makes a comeback in Ghana. So Virgin Atlantic is making a triumphant return to Ghana with the introduction of daily direct flights from Accra to London Heathrow starting May 2025. This move marks a significant milestone, ending a 12-year hiatus since the airline last operated this route in 2013. The resumed service aims to boost competition and provide travelers with more options, catering to the surging demand for air travel between Ghana and the UK. Moreover, passengers will benefit from convenient connections to Virgin Atlantic's vast network of US destinations, including major hubs like New York, Boston, and Los Angeles, making it an attractive choice for those seeking seamless travel experiences. So yes, Virgin Atlantic is back.
We are happy.
Okay, it's coming back.
It's coming back.
So they'll start
In May
work
2025.
2025.
Yeah.
I think it's a good comeback. I mean, we've been waiting for this, and as part of we Ghanaians fighting for economic growth, I think this is going to play a pivotal role in, enhancing that economic growth we want. So I think it is a good thing. It's also going to encourage a lot of people to travel. So, of course, when people travel, businesses, boom and other things.
And then those of us who are planning to. Yes.
So the whole issue was when I saw these news, I was like, what makes them leave the country? Because they operated in Ghana, I think, for 3 years, and they left. They left somewhere September 22nd, 23rd. That was the last day their flight moved out of Ghana. September 23rd, that's 2013. So after the month of September, that is when they left the shores of Ghana. So I was like, why did they leave? And why are they coming back? These are the two things I'm looking at from the business point of view. As you said, it's a good thing because it's going to make investors out there know that, so Virgin is coming back. Then it means Ghana is trying to boom economically. So looking at why they left the shores of Ghana, I found out 3 things that they actually, a statement released on in July 6th on their page. They said that, 1, it's due to expensive or high cost of fuel in Ghana as at 2013. The cost of fuel was very expensive, so they were not able to afford to fuel their aircraft. So because of that, they used to transport fuel from UK to Ghana to fuel their aircraft, which makes it very expensive for them. And another one too was like they were not having enough slots. When you go to the United Kingdom airports, that's airport hub, they were not having enough slots for the morning arrival of aircraft from Accra to London. So because of that, they realized that people are not patronizing it. And as business entity, they have to divert to where it will be very lucrative for them. So that is where they moved out of the shores of Ghana. And they also made a point that due to the economic challenges that they were facing as of 2013, That is why they left Ghana. And if they are coming back, my big question is, has all these three things that they mentioned earlier, has it been solved for them to come back? Is the fuel thing that we are talking about, is it now okay? I don't know if it's the fuel we all know, but if it's still the fuel we all know, comparing 2013 fuel to 2013, a price of fuel, which was a gallon was somewhere around, I've sold through before. Somewhere 8 cities, 10 cities, as those
half
days.
fuel is different from plain fuel.
So
It's the same thing.
So let me assume my years to currency that we are having a fuel which is costing around 50 Ghana cedis per gallon. I don't know, maybe they've put in measures in place, of which now we are not privy to, so we can't really speak to it. But we believe that moving forward, before 2025, they should be able to tell Ghanaians that, oh, this and this is what we said that we are living. But we've realized that all these things are solved, so we are coming back. And it's a good thing because when they left, a lot of people were unemployed. People who were working for them, they were unemployed. So they are coming back, they are going to employ people to work for them. So it's going to reduce the unemployment rate. It's going to boost the economy. It's also going to bring a lot of tax returns, that's tax revenue to GRA, because we are going to get taxes from the activities that they are going to do. So positively, it's going to have a positive impact on the economy. But we believe, they said they have a lot of packages and a lot of, recently in UK, they were awarded as a 5-star aircraft. I think, yes, they had a lot of awards there. So I think because of that, they want to leverage on that to come and boost their business in Ghana. It's a good cause.
I just hope that the way Ghana tends to treat public and private, enterprise relationships does not affect this, this move by Virgin Atlantic. Else they will leave again, because we've seen enough. You know what I'm talking about. So, but let's go quickly. So the next story says, ban on grain exportation to be lifted by November. Bryan Acheampong. The government plans to lift the ban on grain exports by November, according to Dr. Bryan Acheampong, Minister for Food and Agriculture. This announcement brings relief to stakeholders in the agricultural and trade sectors who were impacted by the sudden exports ban imposed last week. So the ban was a response to the unexpected grain production shortfalls in northern Ghana caused by a severe dry spell. The shortfalls raised concerns about food security and the potential price increments. The government's decision to lift the ban in November aims to address these concerns and stabilize the market. So last week we were arguing about them, and today they said they are lifting the ban in November.
I think government has, listened to the people's cries, their pleas, and other things.
So Mimi, I want to ask a question. Didn't they involve the stakeholders before this ban implementation?
That was the first question I asked the other time, because they just did it without their consent, and they even came out with a statement, a press statement, that they were not happy about,
yes,
the ban.
The president said that.
But then also, I think the ban is to prevent people who would, in some form of desperation, go and sell their grains at such high prices just to be able to get some relief and things like that, to the detriment of those here, the consumers here in Ghana, so it will become like that, is it 1982 or something, with the food scarcity, yes, the food scarcity thing. But I heard, yes, the minister said that they are monitoring the climate and everything, and then also for the relief programs, the farmers are supposed to stand on their farms, take a picture of or bring some information about how badly your farm has been affected, so that you can receive some,
the
relief.
1,000 Ghana cedis
but they have the data.
acre.
They already have the data.
Yes,
they already
but
have
you know
data.
Ghanaians, we have big brains.
So no,
We
the
always
issue
want
is
more.
let's where did they get that data from? That's confirmed data of 485,992 people that they confirmed that they've been affected. Where did they get that data from?
So with that confirmation too, you just need to bring. So when you are Ghanaians, it's confirmed you are Ghanaians. You speak to it, but you have your Ghana card as So maybe something like that. And I like the fact that at least it is something that benefits both sides. The stakeholders from November, I'm sure by then too, there will be another season for another kind of crop that they can venture into. The ban will be lifted, they can do their export. So those who want to keep some grain down to export later or something can. And then also the monitoring.
Can I come in? You see, you made mention of a point, and that's very, very key they should look at. I don't know. Before anything comes out, I believe they should sit down and analyze it very well.
Yeah.
Now you impose ban on the export of grain, and now you are telling us that in November you are going to lift that ban. Yaira, assuming a businessman, if I'm not supposed to export my grain, I will keep it in my warehouse. I don't know if you get my point. I'll keep them in my warehouse. Because if I know that in November they are going to lift ban, of which I'll be able to sell, and I'll get more profit out of. So why should I even bring it out as at this point in time? In a businessman perspective, that's what the person will do. But for the love of the country, you're supposed to bring it out. So one, that my first point is, why did they put the ban on it? Why didn't they engage the stakeholders? And two, they also said they are going to do a lot of this ECOWAS reserve of grain. They are going to be into it and private sector. So my question is, as by November, would all these things be put in place?
No.
With all these measures that government wanted to do in November, would they be able to achieve it? If by November they've achieved all this and they are lifting the ban on grain, that's fantastic for them. But they shouldn't do it as if because it's election year. November, December is election. So you are lifting the ban to favor people to vote for you, to favor the farmers to vote for you because you've lifted the ban, or what? Are you doing it in the point that Ghanaians will benefit at the end of the day? So this is the broader picture we should all look at.
I like the fact that you're also looking at, the business aspect of it, but I'm also looking at the storage or preservation aspects of this whole thing. You are saying, as a farmer, if I know the ban is going to be lifted in November, I'll keep my grains. There are some people that cannot preserve it. And so this ban is also going to favor them to also export it and get their monies back. So I think it is, something that government thinks is going to favor both sides. So in as much as we are being hard on government and also trying to, make it look like it's a political gimmick, let's also look at the aspect of the investments of farmers. It is their monies,
it is
right?
Their money.
It is their grains. So, I can decide to bring it out or not.
Yes. So that's the point I'm coming from.
The thing about you look at even COVID, when COVID hit, look at how people were looting essentials just because of the fear and panic that was out there. So it is very similar to this. As he said, they will keep it and things like that and then decide to sell it later. But what about the consumers? There will be food shortage, but there's food in somebody's warehouse, you see. And that is something that I don't want to say is human nature. It is a negative side of human nature where you're thinking of your own benefits.
We are all selfish.
Aside other people. So if the government can do something about that, okay, maybe they can help them to sell, for everybody to be able to get something, because at the end of the day too, you're going to still do business. Or even now, as there's some form of shortage, prices are even going to increase regardless.
There's this woman behind our house. She hasn't restocked in a while. But just when she heard that, food shortages hitting up, she has increased the price of rice, the price of maize, I was like, Mami Adeng.
So you even have that, even experiencing that firsthand, you see, and that is something that keeps happening in the nation, and it is to our detriment, the consumers. So if something can be done about that, then we can.
But you see, with this whole thing, my major concern is the irrigation aspect of this, because we all know what brought this up, how we all ended here. So government should also put in some kind of energy in, investing in the irrigation, because the drought is going to hit us again. I don't even think it has stopped.
And we're even entering the dry season actually.
Itself.
Let's move forward to the last story. But before that, we have a comment from Kojo Bright Bedjo. He says, keep the good work done, Clog TV. Thank you so much. And then the last story here says, FDA cautions public about consumption of palm oil contaminated with Sudan dye. So we have the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, has issued a stern warning to consumers to exercise extreme caution when purchasing palm oil, citing persistent concerns about adulteration with hazardous substances, notably the notorious Sudan 4 dye. This industrial dye, banned from use in food products due to its cancer-causing properties, continues to be detected in palm oil products on the market, posing a significant health risk to consumers. Despite rigorous enforcement efforts, the FDA's Deputy CEO Roderick Dade-Ejay expressed deep concern over the ongoing presence of this dangerous contaminant, emphasizing the need for heightened vigilance among consumers.
When I saw the story yesterday, just to chip this in, someone was like, "Hey, go before you go."
Oh.
But I mean, I'm an ardent gobe eater.
Consumer.
So I mean, I have to be very worried about this story. When I saw it, I just said, people are wicked. Humans, we are wicked. How do you prioritize profits over consumer safety? How?
It is a vicious cycle of poverty.
We are wicked.
They are looking for money, quick money.
We are wicked.
You know, even oranges are dyed.
Yes.
And it's not only in Ghana, it is everywhere. You've been seeing those videos of these Asian people, and some of them are creating their own cabbage using all kinds of, some of them are creating their own eggs. And these things are being put in the market. So it is not just here, it's everywhere. People are thinking of their money instead of...
Well, Judgment Day, market women.
Judgment Day.
Market women.
Mimi, I think your emotions is getting there.
Because
so, Era, the whole issue is, what at all is this Sudan dye we are talking about?
So,
what at all is this very thing? And my concern is, when you go to the market right now, you want to buy palm oil, how would you know that this palm oil you are buying is having this kind of chemical and this is original?
Yeah.
I believe you get my question. So FDA should be able to help we consumers that, when you go to the market and the palm oil looks like this, it means there's a chemical in it.
I had the very reddish one.
Yes. So it seems that there's also this notion, even jollof. When you cook jollof and it is not very red, they say it's anemic. And yet there's that. I think. I don't.
The jollof spices are back.
Just to give it color, to make it look more appealing. But then, what exactly does color contribute?
So, Yaira, I was
Clement's
looking...
point is very, very
yes. So maybe
essential.
if they can come out to tell us that, okay, the palm oil dyed with the Sudan 4 dye tastes a certain way,
or looks
like this.
Or even if they can give us a small documentary. This is locally produced organic palm oil.
I was even thinking we should, have one rep on the main discussion.
Okay.
So yes. She takes us through.
Because now when you go to the market, you're buying palm oil, you wouldn't know.
You would know, yes.
No.
Because the smell, the color, they all look the same. And
and the one selling it to the way
some of them are very tasteless. And I remember last week I bought some, and almost a friend is me. It's mostly Asiano, Adan. It sounds like tastes very good, but some of them is very tasteless, and you wonder the kind of palm oil.
Yes, I'm sure those are the ones.
I was reading something about this Sudan 4 dye, and according to Food and Drugs Authority, they said it is used to prepare, or it's used in the making of textiles, peppers. These are what they use for, and not for food, because it's very harmful. And according to a data from Food and Drugs Authority, they said as of 2021, 7.3% that was increased as compared to 2018. Let me just read. It said that Food and Drugs Authority disclosed that it recorded 30% increase in adulterated palm oil during a Sudan 4 dye test nationwide in 2021, compared to a 7.3% recorded in 2018. So looking at 2018, it was 7.3, but in 2021, it's 30% increase. So just imagine, it's just increasing. And they said in October 2023, palm oil samples by the FDA from major markets across the country, including 10 major markets in Greater Accra, revealed that 70 out of 306 samples failed the test for Sudan 4 dye. And according to FDA, all regions except Upper West region had at least one sample from the market test positive for Sudan 4 dye, with Greater Accra recording the highest failure rate at 60.8%.
Even our powdered pepper, there is also some allegation about it being mixed with all kinds of things to make it more. So, honestly,
even
the problem starts. The base of the whole problem is poverty, is the standard of living. Then comes greed. Before maybe selfishness and wickedness.
Witchcraft.
Let me chip in this. I was asking myself why traders use this Sudan 4 dye. And he said something he said that the dye, which is mostly used in palm oil by traders, enhance the color of the crude palm oil, which often loses its characteristics, orange-red hue, due to the use of poor quality palm fruit and standard production. So they use this because, one, the palm fruits they are using are actually, let me speak fancy, assay, pro. You see, if you've been to the village before, you get to know the palm oil they use for all this, the palm fruit. So then
it's also a production problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to look at the root of the thing, because if we keep pruning the tree, it is
But
still
have
growing.
we complained of the color? Me, I have never complained that if palm oil is.
But you see, when you go to the market, sometimes maybe you're also selling the same thing. It didn't fit.
And
You see, we do that unconsciously.
yes, and I don't know.
Well,
market once say palm oil go more ada. There is a first layer, then the last layer. We have other palm oils too. One layer. So that's what we say. We want FDA to help us.
Yes,
let's know the kind of palm oil which is good for
me,
us.
if I don't hear from FDA, I'm not eating gobe again.
Hey, and they will be
Okay, she has skincare as backup. So we have an image from Obiba Wilson, and he has a comment here. It says the issue of illegal mining is out of control, and it's as a result of over-politicizing the whole situation. And last weekend, I traveled to Prestia. On my way, I got to a town called Wasajapa, and it's so disheartening. And this is the current state of the River Ofin. Obiba Wilson, thank you for your comment. It is basically, if I can, let me try and see if I can display with the tablet. It's basically water that has turned into Milo.
Wow.
Yes. So this
And
is
this
what
is the same water they are using
for farming.
And this one is good.
cooking.
River Prairie. It looks more dainty.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Obiba Wilson. We are most grateful for your input. And of course, thank you so much, my co-hosts, for joining me here. And up next is the lifestyle segment, and we've been hearing of cataracts. But do we know what it is? Do we know the causes, symptoms, even preventive measures, and of course, solutions to such a problem? Of course, I'm not sure we do. Even I don't. So join Miriam Abnadidi and her guest right after this break. They're going to be teaching us about cataracts. We'll be right back.